What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. This is episode number 72, and we start today's episode off with Nottingham Forest away at the City Ground on the back of our shock defeat to Everton at Rodney Parade, where, heading into the game, I've got some news. Yes, obviously you guys probably got it just as I did on Tuesday. The new patch for FIFA has fixed something that's been an issue with the game since the very beginning. Well, first of all, let me tell you, we've got new kits. We've got new kits. Can you believe it? Well, the kits are the same, but the sponsor is different. We've changed from, I think it was pure Vans we had on the front of our kits. Now it looks a little bit cleaner, I must admit. You know, we're in the Premier League now. We've got a higher caliber of sponsor. But, yeah, so we got some new kits, which I thought was really, really cool. But also, you might have noticed it on the back of Price's shirt, our goalkeeper, and also on the back of Humphreys, you see there running to celebrate with Dan James. He scores our first game of today's episode. Yep, you'll see it right there. We've got squad numbers and squad names on the back of our shirts for all our youth players now. Yeah, for some reason, like, I'd say 5% of youth players would have their number and name on the back of the shirt. Maybe 2%. It was a really low amount anyway. Lloyd Payne, for example, in his team, our centre-half, he always had a squad number and a squad name on the back of his shirt ever since he came out of the academy. But practically everyone else, you know, Lloyd, Humphreys, Price, for example, never had a squad name or squad number. But after the patch on Tuesday, EA have finally fixed the issue, and you'll be pleased to know it's not just for new saves, but it's for current saves you're doing as well. So props to EA. What's that saying? Better late than never. Took them a long time until the middle of January, but finally, squad names and numbers are on the back of shirts, and to mark the occasion, we've got some new kits as well. You gotta love it, right? So, yeah, first game of today's episode, Forest away, City Ground, took the lead through Dan James, and Rami Matondo got yet another one to make it 2-0, kissing the ball off the post and giving us a 2-goal cushion. Being a better team in the first half, this one. Forest had caused a couple of problems. Price made a couple of pretty decent saves. We were still leading by 2, but right before the break, oh my goodness gracious me, deja vu. I can't get over this, but a corner which is into the middle, Terry Taylor goes up for it. Doesn't really win the aerial duel and gets injured in the process as well. So we were still leading by 2. We were in relative control. But now Taylor getting an injury and would eventually be forced off as well. So another injury to one of our centre-backs. And we just, I don't know what it is, man, but centre-backs in this Newport County side are always getting an injury at some point. Joe Rodden, Brandon Cooper suffered cruciate leg and ligament damage last season. We signed Ethan Padu this year. He already got injured. Now Terry Taylor's got an injury as well. That's 4 centre-halves getting injuries. But as you can see, despite Ortega scoring a goal for Forest in the second half to get back in the game, we held on for the 3 points. So back to winning ways, but it did come at a cost. Double T done for 3 months with a broken toe. So that's so frustrating because, again, Rodden's just come back. Cooper is almost ready to come back. But now Terry Taylor, who's been one of our starting centre-backs in Season 1, he's now done until around February time to join Ethan Padu and Brandon Cooper. 3 centre-halves right now injured. And it's a really frustrating place to get players injured as well, because thankfully we've got a lot of depth there. We've got an awful lot of depth at centre-half. In fact, I'd probably say it's the strongest position we've got in terms of depth in the pitch. But we play with 3 centre-halves as part of a back 5, and they're all really, really crucial to our success. All I can say is thank God that Lloyd Payne, I don't want to jinx this, let me touch wood. Thank God Lloyd Payne hasn't got injured yet, because if he goes down, we are royally screwed. Still, follow out scouting update, academy update, and also look at fixtures for November as well. Rangers and KRC Genk in match days 4 and 5 in the Champs. You've got Leicester and Manchester United this month as well. Big fixtures there in the Premier League. And a couple of Euro qualifiers as well, away against Czech Republic and the Republic of Ireland as well. I mentioned before, earlier on this season, I'm loving the Euro qualifiers with Wales. It's been so fun. For 3 games in so far, and we got a 100% record. We won all 3 games 1-0. It's just been so fun. It's great to care about international games in career mode again, you know. So I'm really looking forward to those games, and hopefully to maintain the 100% start and stay top of the Euro qualifying group. So second game, Rodney Parade. Europa League match day 4. Alan Bound returns to South Wales, and couldn't you believe it? 9 minutes in, Rangers take the shock lead after beating them 3-1 at Ibrox. But if you missed it first time, watch this on the replay. Cross to the back sticks headed in by Bakuna. But watch Alan Bounds storming into the 6-yard area, trips over Price, gets tangled up in the goal. Oh, you best believe he was loving that. He had a semi at that moment there. But it's 1-0. Rangers take the lead. Bound putting off Price there with the run into our goalkeeper. I thought that was hilarious. 1-0. Rangers take the lead, but frankly, it did not last too long. 33 minutes in, we were back on level terms, and I always talk about, you know, when we're behind, when we need someone to get us back in the game, it's normally one of two players. Gavin Humphreys, the captain, or Rabbi Matondo, the best player in the team in my book. 1-1, and it is Rabbi with the goal to fire in our leveller. However, the frustration continues. 45 minutes into the game, and another injury for Newport County. 3 players still down right now. All 3 centre-halves. Now Scott Boyd going down as well. In for Ben Davis in this game. I saw this guy as a long-term successor for Davis in this Newport County side. Unfortunately, his growth has just been incredibly slow. It'll be even slower now that he's got an injury and forced off on the stretch. So, man, oh man. But, you know, I talk about it all the time, man. I talk about it all the time. As frustrating as it is, and believe me, it is really frustrating when you get so many players going down, dropping like flies, game after game after game. Injuries are a part of football, and if you don't adjust the sliders, you'll never get injuries, and it makes the season really unrealistic, less challenging, less immersive, and in my opinion, less fun as well. You know, I get asked all the time, how do you keep your career mode saves, you know, fun for so long? You know, how do you stay immersed in them for so many seasons? And I talk about it all the time. Challenge yourself, you know, really challenge yourself, because let's be honest here, FIFA CM is not that difficult of a game if you know what you're doing. But if you really do challenge yourself, you limit yourself, but also, most importantly as well, you do things like this to keep the saves more realistic. I've always found that when saves are more realistic, they're more fun and immersive and enjoyable to play. And injuries are a big part of football, so definitely increase those injury sliders. One of my main tips to make a career mode save more enjoyable for the long term, and also more realistic as well. Because otherwise, injuries just won't happen. But they're a part of football, man. You need to have them happening during your saves. As frustrating as they are, they make the saves so much more fun to play, even if they are frustrating at times. Anyway, late on in the game, it was a brilliant game, this one. Matchday 4 Europa League group stage, a win with a guaranteed qualification, but in the end, Rangers won it in the 90th minute. Sakala sent forward and fired in the winner. And do you know what as well? Like, deserved too. If you watch the game, and I always present the highlights package very, very fairly, I would say they were just as good as us, if not better than us on the night. They got the win there. They're the first team outside of us to get a win. We're still 4 points clear and 6 clear of KRC, Genk and Applewell as well. So 1 point from our final 2 games will guarantee qualification, as Scott Boyd dislocated his shoulder during the game. Another injury, can you believe it? But again, like I said a moment ago there, makes it more challenging, more immersive, more realistic. So as frustrating as it is better to have these injuries to frustrate me from time to time. But yeah, Rangers turned up in that game, man, and seriously deserved the win, no doubt about it. They go in second place, 5 points on the board, and again, just 1 point from our final 2 games. I'm pretty confident we'll get it, either away in Belgium or at home to Applewell on match day 6. But yeah, Rangers with a shock win there, and 2 defeats in our last 3 games in all competitions, back-to-back losses at Rodney Bread. Heading into this one here against Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace, little bit of a stuttering patch of form for Newport County. It's going to happen season after season. You can't have a flawless season. Well, maybe you can if you're an amazing player, but I definitely can't have a flawless season. Every now and then, you're going to struggle a little bit. And I guess this is just a struggling patch of form this season for Newport County. We jumped off to a great start, keeping pace with Liverpool, the champions, but now beginning to struggle a little bit. Yeah, third and final game, Crystal Palace, Patrick Vieira's side. Brian Heel gives Palace the lead in the first half, and despite all the chances I had in the first half, I just could not beat Baumann. The German in between the sticks for Crystal Palace in this game was just saving everything, and I could not get the ball past him and into the back of the net. 54 minutes in, I thought, here we go, here's our leveller. Nope, Rami Matondo 1-on-1. Somehow it's the crossbar as we're still tied. And with 18 minutes to go, still down by a goal. I was thinking this is going to be a shock defeat. 3 defeats in our last 4 in all competitions. got to get at least something from this game, and thankfully we would. Dan James does what Rabi Matondo couldn't, goes through one-on-one, does hit the woodwork like Rabi, but also find the back of the net in the process as well. Pressure, relieving goal from our number 9. We're back on level terms in the final few minutes. Crystal Palace, they weren't settling for the draw, which would have been a good result for them. They were going for the win, and they almost got it as well. That header going just off target as we were still tied, but the final chance fell in stoppage time to us on the break. Dan James in behind the back line. Can he win it? No. Bauman all game long frustrating the hell out of him. He makes a big save and ensures Palace do get a very credible draw. Final score 1-1. 1 win in our last 3 Premier League games. Frustrating, struggling patch of form for Newport County. 1 win in 4 in all competitions, and in the Premier League as well. If you're going to keep pace with the champions Liverpool, you need to win those sort of games. Instead, now to open up a 2-point gap on us and had a better goal record as well. We're still keeping pace with the Reds, but missed opportunities there against Everton and then Crystal Palace at home as well. But that will end today's episode of Club and Country, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. If you haven't, please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. Hope you guys are as pleased as I am that squad numbers and squad names are back on the kit to youth players. Have a great day. Much love. And I'll see you next episode of CNC very soon.